Welcome to another episode of Deep Dive into Real Estate by Team Luddy Dillon. This is the place where we simplify real estate for you, one topic at a time. Enjoy.
All right, so you're thinking of selling your place
Right.
in the Peel region,
Yeah.
and you want to get top dollar, naturally. But it's not just about sticking a sign on the lawn, is it?
No.
There's a real art to it,
Absolutely.
and that's where we come in. We're part of Laddie Dillon's real estate team,
Uh-huh.
and we're here to give you the inside scoop on how to make your home irresistible to buyers.
Right.
Think of it like a deep dive
Yeah.
into the minds of those with the fattest wallets.
You got it. Brampton, Caledon,
The
Mississauga,
whole Peel region.
the whole Peel region.
Yeah.
Laddie's been helping people navigate this market since 2007, so we've got a treasure trove of experience to share.
And the best part is, you get to benefit from all that expertise.
Right.
We'll dish out the secrets so you can make smart decisions, whether you're buying, selling, or even thinking of investing.
Absolutely.
Consider us your personal real estate gurus.
That's right.
But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
let's start with the basics. Because even seasoned sellers, sometimes they miss a trick or two.
That's right. The Canadian Real Estate Association, they found that homes listed with a realtor sold for a median price of $805,000
Wow.
compared to $710,000 for those going it alone.
That's a pretty big difference.
It's a huge difference.
Makes you think twice about flying solo. But I guess the real question is why? Why such a gap? What magic do realtors like Laddie bring to the table?
Well, for starters, they're experts at pricing.
Okay.
Think about it. Setting the right asking price is like walking a tightrope.
Yeah.
Too high, and you scare buyers away.
Yeah.
Too low, and you're leaving money on the table.
Right.
An experienced realtor, like Laddie, has a finger on the pulse of the market.
Okay.
They know how to analyze recent sales, factor in those little details that make your property unique, and come up with a number that attracts buyers without undervaluing your home.
It's like they have this sixth sense for pricing. But it's not just about slapping a number on it, is it?
No.
There's a lot more to it than meets the eye.
Absolutely. Marketing is another area where a realtor truly shines. Okay.
They know how to showcase your home in its best light,
Uh-huh.
from professional photography.
Okay, yeah.
That makes it pop online,
Makes sense.
to crafting compelling descriptions that highlight those little details buyers love. And then there's the whole negotiation dance.
Ah, yes, the art of negotiation. Now that's where things can get a little tricky, especially for those of us who aren't natural hagglers.
Right. Having someone like Laddie in your corner
Yeah.
is invaluable.
Okay.
He's a seasoned negotiator who knows how to advocate for your interests
Mm-hmm.
while keeping the process smooth and respectful.
Uh-huh.
Think of it like having a real estate ninja on your side,
Okay.
skilled in the art of getting you the best possible deal.
I like it.
And let's not forget the mountains of paperwork
Yeah.
involved in selling a home.
Ugh, paperwork. Don't even get me started.
Right.
Definitely one of the less glamorous aspects of selling a home, but I guess it's a necessary evil.
It is. But with a realtor like Laddie handling the contracts, the disclosures, and all those legalities,
Yeah.
you can breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, yeah. And focus on what really matters, getting ready for your next chapter.
You're right, I'm convinced. Having a realtor is like having a real estate guardian angel, guiding us through the process, making sure we don't trip up along the way. But once we've got our dream team assembled, what's the first step to actually getting our home ready for the market?
I've heard whispers about strategic upgrades, but honestly, the whole renovation thing, it can be a bit overwhelming.
I hear you. But don't worry, you don't need to go full-blown HGTV on this one.
Okay.
Laddie's all about maximizing your return on investment,
Right.
which means focusing on those little touches that make a big impact
Okay.
without breaking the bank.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So we're not talking about gutting the kitchen or adding a second story.
No.
What kind of upgrades are we talking about?
Think of it this way. You're aiming for a fresh, updated look
Okay.
that appeals to a wide range of buyers.
Yeah.
So instead of splurging on a complete kitchen overhaul,
Right.
maybe you focus on resurfacing those tired cabinets,
Yep.
swapping out the old countertops for something sleek and modern,
Okay.
and maybe even updating those dated faucets and light fixtures.
So it's about those little details that make a big difference.
Yeah.
Those subtle upgrades that signal to buyers, hey, this kitchen is stylish and functional.
Exactly. It's like giving your home a mini makeover
Uh-huh.
without the hefty price tag.
Right.
And the best part is this principle applies beyond the kitchen.
Okay.
Maybe it's giving the bathroom a fresh coat of paint, installing a new vanity, or swapping out those old light fixtures for something more contemporary.
It's all about enhancing what's already there.
Right.
Making those subtle improvements that elevate the entire look and feel of the space.
You got it.
Okay.
Now, speaking of making a good first impression, let's talk about something that can make or break a sale. Curb appeal.
Ah, yes. Curb appeal.
Oh,
That all-important first impression.
right?
I could already picture Laddie out there meticulously pruning those hedges.
Yeah.
And strategically placing those colorful potted plants by the front door.
He's all about creating that wow factor, that instant sense of welcome. That makes buyers eager to step inside. Think about it. If you were scrolling through online listings, wouldn't you be more drawn to a house with a beautifully landscaped front yard and a welcoming entryway?
Absolutely. It's like the real estate equivalent of dressing to impress.
Yes.
But let's get practical here. What else?
Well, don't underestimate the power of a well-maintained lawn,
Yeah.
a freshly cut lawn, and some neatly trimmed hedges. Can do wonders for your curb appeal.
It's amazing how much of a difference those simple things can make.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you want to go the extra mile, consider adding some colorful potted plants by the front door. It's a small touch that adds a touch of personality and warmth.
I love it. It's like adding a little bit of jewelry to your house.
Mm-hmm.
Those finishing touches that make it sparkle.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've spruced up the exterior. We've created that inviting first impression. What's next on our journey to selling success? I know you're big on transparency, so let's talk about pre-listing inspections.
Okay.
They might not be the most fun part of the process, but I get the feeling they're pretty important.
You're absolutely right. The pre-listing inspection is like having a health check for your home
Okay.
before you put it on the market.
So we're talking about bringing in a professional to give our home a thorough once-over. But why is this step so crucial? Don't buyers usually get their own inspections anyway?
They do, but think about it this way. Wouldn't you rather know about any potential issues beforehand? So you can address them on your own terms. It's all about being proactive.
Yeah.
And avoiding any nasty surprises that could derail the sale down the line.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
It's like getting ahead of the game and taking control of the situation.
Right.
But what if the inspection uncovers some major problems? I mean, we're not talking about a leaky faucet here, but something serious, like foundation issues or electrical problems. Wouldn't that be a deal breaker?
Well, it depends. It depends on the severity of the issue and the buyer's willingness to take on those repairs. But remember, transparency is key. As Gordy Kuman, our expert in Brampton, always says, if you know about a problem and don't disclose it, you're opening yourself up to potential legal issues down the road.
Right. No hiding those skeletons in the closet, so to speak.
Exactly.
It's all about being upfront and honest, even if it's not the easiest thing to do.
Right?
But let's say we've had our inspection, we've addressed any major issues, and we're feeling good about the condition of our home.
Yeah.
What's the next step in this selling saga?
Right.
I imagine we need to get our home looking its absolute best for those potential buyers.
Right. You got it. And that's where the magic of staging comes in.
All right. Staging. This is where things get fun.
Yeah.
I've always loved those perfectly styled homes you see in magazines and online listings. But I'll admit, I'm not exactly a staging expert myself.
Not to worry. Laddie has 2 golden rules of staging that make it super easy to create a space that buyers will fall in love with.
Okay.
And they are: less is more.
Less is more. Okay.
Keep it neutral.
Okay, I love it. Less
Yeah.
is more and keep it neutral.
Yes.
Those are definitely mantras I can get behind.
Right.
But before we dive into the specifics, can you explain why these 2 principles are so effective when it comes to staging a home for sale?
Absolutely. Remember, the goal of staging is to create a welcoming and inviting atmosphere. That allows potential buyers to envision themselves living in the space.
Yeah.
And that's much easier to do when they're not distracted by clutter or overwhelmed by bold colors
Right.
and overly personalized decor.
So it's about creating a neutral backdrop,
Yes.
a blank canvas that buyers can project their own dreams and desires onto.
You got it.
Oh, I like that.
So when you declutter and depersonalize your space, you're essentially inviting buyers to step into a world of possibilities,
Okay.
a space where they can imagine their own furniture, their own family photos, their own life unfolding.
I love that imagery. It's like we're creating a story and the buyer gets to write the ending. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What are some specific ways we can apply these principles of less is more and keep it neutral when staging our home?
Okay.
I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and get to work.
Fantastic. Let's start with decluttering,
Okay.
because that's the foundation of any successful staging effort. Remember, buyers want to see spaciousness and flow. So your first task is to clear out any unnecessary items that are taking up valuable visual real estate.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
Good.
But where do we even begin? I mean, our homes are filled with stuff.
Right.
How do we decide what stays and what goes?
Start by tackling those obvious clutter hotspots. Kitchen counters, coffee tables, bookshelves, and entryways. Pack away anything you don't use on a daily basis.
Okay.
And be ruthless. Remember, less is more.
Okay, so we're channeling our inner Marie Kondo here, sparking joy and getting rid of anything that doesn't serve a purpose.
Exactly.
What about those personal touches that make our homes feel, well, homey?
Yeah.
I'm talking about family photos, travel souvenirs, those quirky knickknacks that we've collected over the years.
Right.
Do those have to go too? It almost feels like we're erasing our personality.
That's a great point. And while it's true that those personal touches make your home unique and special, they can actually be a distraction for potential buyers. Remember, they're trying to envision themselves living in the space.
Right.
And that's much harder to do when they're surrounded by your family photos
Yeah.
and personal mementos.
So it's not about creating a sterile, impersonal space.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating a neutral backdrop that allows buyers to imagine their own story unfolding within those walls.
Exactly. Think
Right.
of it like this. You're creating a stage set for your home, and you want the buyers to be the stars of the show.
I see.
Your personal belongings might be beautiful and meaningful to you, but they can be a distraction for buyers who are trying to imagine their own lives in the space.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light. It's like we're creating a model home,
Yeah.
a space that's aspirational and inviting, but also allows for personalization. So declutter, depersonalize. What's next on our staging checklist? I'm ready to transform my home into a buyer's dream.
Well, now that we've cleared the clutter and created a sense of spaciousness, it's time to talk about color. Remember our mantra. Keep it neutral.
Okay, neutral colors. I'm getting a sense of calm and serenity just thinking about it.
Right.
But why are neutral colors so effective when it comes to staging?
Neutral colors create a sense of spaciousness and airiness,
Okay.
which is exactly what you want when you're trying to appeal to a wide range of buyers.
Yeah.
They also provide a blank canvas
Okay.
that allows buyers to easily imagine their own furniture and decor in the space.
So we're talking about those classic neutral tones like soft grays, warm beiges, maybe a touch of white.
Yeah.
It's all about creating a sense of tranquility and sophistication.
Yep, precisely. Remember, you want the buyer to be able to picture their own belongings in the space.
Yeah.
And that's much easier to do when they're not distracted by bold colors or overly personalized decor. Plus, neutral colors have this amazing ability to make a room feel larger and brighter.
It's like we're maximizing the potential of our space, making it feel as inviting and spacious as possible.
Right.
All right, I'm sold on the power of neutral colors. What about furniture? Do we need to go out and buy all new pieces to stage our home effectively?
Not necessarily. Remember, less is more.
Right.
The key is to create a sense of flow and balance.
Okay.
So you might need to rearrange some furniture or even remove a few pieces to create a more spacious and inviting atmosphere.
So we're editing our furniture collection, so to speak.
Exactly.
But how do we know which pieces to keep and which ones to send on a temporary vacation?
Start by evaluating each piece of furniture in terms of its size, its style, and functionality.
Okay.
Does it complement the overall look and feel of the room?
Okay.
Does it create a sense of flow, or does it obstruct walkways?
Right.
Remember, you want buyers to be able to move freely through the space
Okay.
and to imagine their own furniture in each room.
Okay, I'm starting to see the method to this madness. We're decluttering, depersonalizing, embracing neutral colors, and editing our furniture. I'm feeling like a staging pro already.
Yeah.
But there's one crucial piece of the puzzle that we haven't talked about yet. Lighting. I mean, lighting can make or break a space, right?
You're absolutely right. Lighting is often overlooked, but it's one of the most important elements of successful staging. Think about it. A well-lit room feels inviting, spacious, and cheerful, while a dimly lit room can feel cramped, dreary, and unwelcoming.
So how do we create that magical, well-lit ambiance that will make buyers swoon? I'm ready to bathe my home in the most flattering light possible. What are our lighting secrets?
The key is to create a layered lighting scheme
Okay.
that combines natural light, ambient light, and accent lighting.
Okay.
Start by maximizing natural light.
Right.
Open those curtains, raise those blinds, and let the sunshine stream in.
Okay, sunshine is definitely on the staging checklist. But what about those times when natural light isn't an option? I mean, not every showing can happen on a sunny day, right?
That's where ambient lighting comes in.
Okay.
Ambient lighting is your general overhead lighting that illuminates the entire room.
Okay.
I'm sure all your light bulbs are working
Uh-huh.
and that they're bright enough to create a welcoming atmosphere.
Okay, ambient lighting. Check. But what about those little touches of drama and sparkle? How do we create those focal points that make a room truly stand out?
That's where accent lighting comes in.
Okay.
Accent lighting is all about highlighting those special features in your home,
Uh-huh.
like artwork, architectural details, or even a cozy reading nook.
Ah, accent lighting. The jewelry of the lighting world, I love it.
Yeah.
But what are the best types of accent lighting to use when staging a home?
Table lamps, floor lamps, and even sconces can all be used to create a warm and inviting ambiance.
Okay.
Just remember to choose light bulbs with a warm, inviting color temperature, rather than those harsh, cool-toned bulbs that can make a room feel sterile and uninviting.
Okay, I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Warm light bulbs, check. Accent lighting, double check. I'm feeling like a lighting designer extraordinaire. But let's be real, staging a home can be a bit overwhelming, especially if we're trying to juggle it with our already busy lives.
Right.
Any tips for making the process a little less daunting?
Absolutely. Remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Break the process down into manageable chunks. Tackle one room at a time, and celebrate those small victories along the way.
Okay, I can do that, one step at a time, right?
Right.
But what if we're just not feeling confident in our staging abilities? I mean, not everyone has an innate sense of style or design.
That's where Laddie's team comes in. Remember, we're here to help you every step of the way. We can offer personalized staging advice, connect you with professional stagers, and even help you rent furniture and decor
Oh, wow.
to create that wow factor that buyers are looking for.
This is amazing. It's like having our own personal staging fairy godmother.
Yes.
But let's say we've decluttered, depersonalized, embraced neutral colors,
Yeah.
edited our furniture, and bathed our home in the most flattering light imaginable. What's the final piece of the staging puzzle?
Okay.
I'm ready for the grand finale.
Well, once you've tackled all the big stuff, it's time to focus on those little details
Okay.
that makes big impact.
Okay, I'm all about those little details.
Right.
What are we talking about here?
Think fresh flowers, fluffy towels, a bowl of fruit on the kitchen counter, and maybe even a few strategically placed candles to create a sense of warmth and ambiance. It's all about those finishing touches that elevate the space
Okay.
and make it feel truly inviting.
I love it. It's like we're adding those little sprinkles of magic that make a home feel truly special.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm officially a staging convert. But now that our home is staged to perfection, there's one final hurdle to overcome: pricing. And let's be honest, this is where things can get a little nerve-wracking. How do we find that sweet spot, that perfect asking price that attracts buyers without leaving money on the table? I'm ready to unlock the secrets of pricing mastery.
Well, that's where Laddie's expertise really shines.
Right.
He's got a knack for analyzing the market, comparing your home to similar properties in the area, and taking all those little details into account to determine the optimal asking price.
Okay, I'm hanging on your every word. Tell me, what are the key factors that go into setting the right price? I need all the inside intel.
Of course. The most important factor is understanding the current market conditions. Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market?
Right.
What are similar homes in your area selling for?
Yeah.
These are all things that Laddie takes into consideration
Okay.
when determining the best pricing strategy for your home.
So it's not just about slapping a number on it and hoping for the best. It's about a strategic, data-driven approach that takes all the relevant factors into account.
Exactly. And you know what? Laddie often suggests pricing a property slightly lower than comparable homes to generate more interest
Okay.
and potentially spark a bidding war.
Ah, the bidding war strategy. Love it. It's all about creating a sense of excitement and competition among buyers.
Exactly. When multiple buyers are vying for the same property, it can drive up the price and ultimately lead to a higher selling price for you.
Makes sense.
But remember, this strategy requires careful planning and execution, which is why having an experienced real estate agent on your side is so crucial.
This is all so fascinating. I'm feeling like a pricing strategist already. But before we get too carried away with our newfound knowledge, I think it's time for a quick break. We've covered a lot of ground, from the power of a realtor to the magic of staging and the art of pricing.
That's right. we've still got so much more to share.
Oh.
So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll delve even deeper into the secrets of selling your home for top dollar. We'll explore everything from online presentation to negotiation strategies.
Right.
And we'll even tackle those tricky emotional aspects of saying goodbye to your beloved home.
Oh, exciting. You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it.
We'll be right back with more expert insights.
We will.
Welcome back. I hope you've got your notepads ready, because we're about to dive into some serious real estate gold, courtesy of Laddie Dillon's years of experience in the Peel region. Last time we talked about how strategic upgrades and staging can make your home stand out. But let's face it, presentation is only half the battle. Once you've got buyers through the door, how do you make sure they're ready to sign on the dotted line?
That's where things get really interesting. You see, selling a home, it's a bit like a dance.
Okay.
You've got to know the steps, but you also need to feel the music, and adapt to your partner's moves. Laddie's always saying that emotional intelligence is just as important as market knowledge when it comes to closing a deal.
Okay. I'm intrigued. You're talking about understanding the psychology of buyers, right?
Exactly.
Reading between the lines, figuring out what makes them tick.
Exactly. It's about tapping into their motivations, their dreams, and even their fears. You see, buying a home is a huge decision, and it's often driven by a mix of practical needs and emotional desires. Laddie's great at picking up on those subtle cues, those little hints that reveal what a buyer is truly looking for.
So it's not just about showcasing the features of the home.
No.
It's about understanding the needs and desires of the people who might be living there.
Precisely.
Okay.
For example, let's say you're showing a young family a home with a spacious backyard. Laddie might point out how perfect it is for kids to play, how they can set up a swing set, build a tree house, and how those family barbecues will be the stuff of legends. He's painting a picture,
Right.
helping them visualize their life in that home.
It's like he's weaving a story, creating an emotional connection between the buyers and the property.
Exactly.
I like it.
And it's not just about the words he uses. It's
Okay.
also about his demeanor, his energy, his ability to create a sense of trust and rapport. Buyers need to feel comfortable, like they're dealing with someone who understands their needs and has their best interests at heart.
Right. It's all about building that relationship, that foundation of trust that makes buyers feel confident in their decision. But let's get back to the practical side of things.
Okay.
We've talked about the emotional aspect,
Right.
but what about those hardcore negotiation skills?
Right.
Laddie's known for being a tough negotiator,
Yeah,
but also for being fair and respectful.
that's right.
What's his secret sauce?
Well, first and foremost, Laddie always comes to the table prepared. He's done his research. He knows the market inside and out. And he's got a clear understanding of his client's goals.
Right.
He's not going to let anyone pull a fast one on him, but he's also not going to be unreasonable or aggressive.
So it's about finding that balance,
Yeah,
that sweet spot between being assertive and being respectful.
exactly. Laddie believes that negotiation should be a win-win situation.
Okay.
It's not about one side taking advantage of the other. It's about finding a solution that works for everyone involved.
I love that philosophy. It's not a battle, it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
But how does he actually approach those tricky situations? Those moments when buyers and sellers might have different expectations or priorities.
Well, one of Laddie's key strategies is to focus on the bigger picture.
Okay.
Instead of getting bogged down in the details, he tries to understand the underlying motivations and concerns of both parties.
So it's about seeing the forest for the trees.
Yeah,
Stepping back and looking at the situation from a broader perspective.
exactly.
All right.
For example, let's say a buyer is asking for a significant price reduction because of a minor repair that needs to be done.
Right.
Instead of immediately rejecting the offer, Laddie might ask the buyer, well, why is this particular repair so important to you?
Okay.
Perhaps they have young children and are concerned about safety, or maybe they're on tight budget and simply can't afford to do the repair themselves.
So it's about understanding the why behind the request,
Yeah,
not just the request itself.
precisely. And once you understand the underlying motivation, it's often easier to find a creative solution that addresses everyone's needs.
This is all so insightful. It's making me realize that negotiation is so much more than just haggling over price. It's about communication, empathy, and finding common ground.
You got it. And that's where Laddie truly excels. He's a master communicator, and he has this uncanny ability to make everyone feel heard and understood. He creates an environment where people feel comfortable expressing their concerns and working together to find a solution that works for everyone.
I'm starting to see why Laddie's clients rave about his negotiation skills. He's not just trying to win, he's trying to create a win-win situation for everyone involved. But let's face it, even the smoothest negotiations can hit a snag or two. How does Laddie handle those moments when things get tense or emotional? I imagine it takes a lot of patience and composure to stay cool under pressure.
You're absolutely right. There are times when emotions run high,
Yeah.
and it's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment. But Laddie has this amazing ability to stay calm, focused, and objective, even when things get heated.
It's like he's got this inner Zen master, keeping him grounded amidst the chaos.
Exactly. He never takes anything personally.
Okay.
And he always tries to see the situation from the other person's perspective.
That's such a valuable skill, especially in a high-stakes situation like a real estate negotiation.
Absolutely. And you know what? Laddie often uses humor to diffuse tense situations.
Oh, okay.
He's got a knack for finding the lighthearted side of things,
Right.
and he's not afraid to crack a joke or two to lighten the mood.
I love that. A little bit of humor can go a long way in easing tension and creating a more positive atmosphere.
Exactly. And it's not just about making people laugh.
Yeah.
It's also about creating a connection, a
Yeah.
sense of shared humanity.
This is all so inspiring. It's making me realize that successful negotiation is about so much more than just tactics and strategies. It's about building relationships, understanding motivations, and creating a positive and collaborative environment.
You've got it. And that's why Laddie Tillin is such a force to be reckoned with in the Peel region real estate market. He's not just a realtor. He's a master negotiator, a skilled communicator, and a true advocate for his clients.
It sounds like he's the ultimate real estate superhero, with all the right powers to help his clients achieve their dreams. But let's be real, even with the best realtor in the world, there are bound to be some challenges along the way. I mean, selling a home can be an emotional roller coaster, right?
Absolutely. It's a major life transition.
Yeah.
And it's natural to experience a wide range of emotions
Right.
throughout the process.
So how does Laddie help his clients navigate those emotional ups and downs? I imagine it takes a lot of empathy and understanding to support people through such a significant change.
You're right, it does. And that's one of Laddie's greatest strengths.
Okay.
He's incredibly patient and compassionate, and he truly understands the emotional complexities of selling a home.
Right.
He's been there himself. He knows what it's like to say goodbye to a place that holds so many memories.
Yeah.
And he's always there to offer a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, and a dose of encouragement when his clients need it most.
It's like he's not just a realtor, he's a real estate therapist.
You could say that.
Yeah.
He really does go above and beyond to support his clients throughout the entire process. From the initial consultation to the final closing, he's there to answer their questions, address their concerns, and to help them make informed decisions that are in their best interest.
That's so reassuring. It's like having a trusted friend and advisor by your side every step of the way.
Yeah.
But let's talk about a specific emotional challenge that many sellers face. Attachment. I mean, it's natural to feel attached to our homes, right? We've invested so much of ourselves in these spaces. They hold so many memories. It's hard to let go.
You're absolutely right. Detachment is a huge part of the selling process.
Yeah.
And it's something that Laddie helps his clients work through. He understands that it's not easy to suddenly view your home as just a property, a commodity to be sold. He helps his clients reframe their thinking, to focus on the exciting new chapter that awaits them, and to trust that the memories they've created will stay with them, even when they move on to a new space.
That's such a beautiful way to look at it. It's not about forgetting the past. It's about embracing the future and carrying those memories with you. But I imagine there are times when those emotions of attachment can really get in the way of making rational decisions, right? What if someone's holding on to a certain price point because of sentimental value, even though the market doesn't support it?
That's a common scenario, and it's something that Laddie handles with sensitivity and diplomacy.
Okay.
He's not going to tell his clients to just forget their feelings,
Right.
but he will gently guide them towards a more realistic perspective.
So it's about finding that balance between acknowledging those emotions and making smart business decisions.
Exactly. Laddie helps his clients see that their home has both emotional and financial value,
Right.
and that it's important to honor both aspects. Throughout the selling process, he's not just trying to get the highest price possible. He's trying to help his clients achieve their overall goals,
Right.
both financial and emotional.
This is all so insightful. It's making me realize that selling a home is about so much more than just bricks and mortar. It's about people, emotions, and life transitions. And it sounds like Laddie Tillin is the perfect guide to navigate those complexities.
He really is. And you know what? He's always happy to chat with anyone who's thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate in the Peel region.
Fantastic.
He offers free consultations, and he's a wealth of information and advice.
That's fantastic. I'm sure our listeners would love to connect with them. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we've got one more segment to go. We'll be back after a quick break to wrap up our deep dive with some final tips and insights from Laddie Tillin. Don't miss it. We're back for the final act of our real estate deep dive. I hope you're feeling as empowered as I am after hearing Laddie Tillin's expert advice. We've covered so much ground already.
We have.
From pricing strategies to negotiation tactics.
Yeah.
But there's one piece of the puzzle we haven't touched on yet. The online world.
You're absolutely right. In today's digital age, your online listing is often the first impression buyers have of your home.
Okay.
It's your virtual storefront, your chance to grab their attention and make them eager to see more.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are Laddie's secrets for creating an online listing that stands out from the crowd? I mean, we're talking about a sea of houses here. How do we make ours the one that buyers click on?
Well, it all starts with those photos. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words, especially when it comes to real estate.
Right.
Laddie always emphasizes the importance of high-quality professional photos that showcase your home in its best light. Think about it. Would you rather see a blurry, dimly lit photo taken on a phone or a crisp, bright image that captures the beauty and spaciousness of a room?
I know which one I'd click on. But what about those virtual tours?
Yes.
Are those still a thing?
Absolutely. Virtual tours are a fantastic way to give buyers a more immersive experience. They can walk through your home, explore each room at their own pace, and really get a feel for the flow and the layout. It's like having an open house 24/7, accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world.
That's amazing. It's like we're breaking down the barriers of time and space.
Hmm.
But what about the descriptions? I mean, we've got those stunning photos, those immersive virtual tours, but what about the words that accompany them? How do we craft a description that's both informative and enticing?
That's where a bit of storytelling comes in. Laddie's great at crafting descriptions that highlight the unique features of a home, while also appealing to the emotional desires of buyers.
Okay.
He might talk about how the kitchen is perfect for hosting family gatherings,
Yeah.
how the backyard is an oasis of peace and tranquility, or how the neighborhood is filled with friendly faces and charming local shops.
Like he's creating a lifestyle,
Yeah,
a story that buyers can see themselves stepping into.
exactly. And he's always careful to use language that's both descriptive and evocative, painting a picture in the buyer's mind.
This is all so insightful. I'm starting to see how the online presentation is just as important as the physical staging of the home.
Absolutely. It's all about creating a cohesive and compelling story that draws buyers in and makes them fall in love with your home.
Okay, we've got our online game plan sorted.
Yes.
But there's one more thing I'm curious about.
Okay.
Those final moments, those closing days. Before we hand over the keys, what happens then?
Well, the closing process can be a bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah.
But with Laddie at the helm, it's usually smooth sailing. He'll make sure all the paperwork is in order,
Okay.
that all the deadlines are met, and that everything goes according to plan.
It's like he's our real estate guardian angel, watching over us every step of the way.
You could say that. He's always there to answer questions,
Uh-huh.
address concerns, and to make sure his clients feel confident and comfortable throughout the entire process.
This has been such an incredible journey. I feel like I've gained a whole new understanding of the real estate world, and I'm so grateful for Laddie's expertise.
Me too. It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
And remember, if you're thinking of buying, selling, or investing in the Peel region, Laddie Tillin and his team are the go-to experts. They're passionate about helping people achieve their real estate dreams, and they're always happy to chat and offer personalized advice.
So don't hesitate to reach out. They're just a phone call or email away.
That's right. And on that note, we want to thank you for joining us on this real estate deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Absolutely. Happy selling.
And happy buying.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will be back with something new and something interesting.